Okay, so thank you. We have class at 8:30 to 9:30. Right, right. But officially, this class start at 9:30. So I believe your previous class should be finished at 9:20. So uh, anyway, I will start to post it on Canvas at 9:30. So give you 2 hours probably. So that's why last week I assigned a homework, so you can try to learn how to upload your exam, upload your homework. Will forward pass be on the test? No, no. As I mentioned earlier, the problem number 2 of quiz number 2 gonna be, I will only ask you to do a 203 steps, cycles. So you may not need those forward pass. Okay. Exam gonna be on Monday. Exam gonna be Monday. Homework, not for this class. Homework is for the steel class. This class, I didn't assign any homework. Okay, if no other questions, I'm gonna move on. Okay, very good. So I will wait to see other questions and then answer a group of them together. So let's keep going. This is over here. Those are the calculated numbers for the last cycle. And you can see only F move 1 steps. There's no improvement, but again, as I mentioned, if we shift it for the systematic, for the whole network, it leaves more freedom for later ones. So that's why let's do that. So move F for 1 day, F4. So over here, this one is +4 -4. So you got 1 6 6 6 3 7 7 5 5 5 4 4 7 3 4 4 2. So actually, for this example, you can see for the last two cycles, for the forward pass, the last 2 forward pass cycles, it actually didn't improve this system at all. But the reason I still want to show you is because I want to show you the forward pass. For some, for other examples or other case, you may have improvement if you do this forward pass. Okay, so that's this example. Any question about this example? What is the homework for steel? I already posted online. I already posted on Canvas, homework number 4. I posted it over there and I opened the, yes, homework 4, yes, yes. Okay. Okay, so you can use that example, try to learn how to upload your homework on Canvas. And I also want my, TA and grader to try to learn how to grade homework online. So that's why I assigned that homework. As I mentioned, for steel, that the homework 4 I assigned to you is a little bit more complicated than the actual, exam question. I will talk about that in detail this afternoon during our steel class. Okay, so, okay. Now, is there any question about this example over here for this resource leveling? As I mentioned, example, problem number 2 of our next Monday's exam gonna be very similar to this. very similar to this. I will ask you to do at most 3 cycles, at most 3 cycles. Okay, so if no question, let's move on. So this one is, so, okay, let me clear all the drawings. So this is an answer for that. After all the cycles, how we shifted everything. So you can use this answer key to check if you want to practice. So, and over here, after that, I have a resource leveling in-class exercise, but because I want to cover another chapter, so let's skip this example. If you want practice, you can work on it. And if you have question, you can email me, we can make appointment, or if I'm busy, I will ask the TA to talk with you. You can use Zoom to talk to each other. Okay, so let's skip this one. Let me start our next chapter over here. So let's start our next chapter, which I already posted on Canvas as well, which is chapter 10. Let me share the screen for this one. Okay, now we can start work on our chapter 10 today. I do want to finish this chapter as well. Okay, if you have question about the example 6.9, you can email me or we can talk after this class. Okay, now let's talk about chapter 10. So chapter 10, it's called earned value. Earned value actually is a means of a method to manage the project after a project already started. So as I mentioned earlier in this semester we will talk about the 5 important elements of scheduling. So which are the activity, the logic relationship, and time and resource, and the homework for chapter. No. That homework is for steel, not for this class. Okay, so and this is for management, and the 5 elements. We already covered the activity, the logic relationship, and the time calculation, duration calculation, and also the resource calculation. We are still missing money. So, but money, I don't think I can use, about one class, 2 hours to finish it. So that's why I moved this chapter 10, the project management first, talk this first, and then after the exam, then we can talk about how to do the trade-off calculation and the cash curve calculation. Okay. Okay, so that's why over here we talk about the earned value method first. So let's see what is earned value, the problem statement. So earned value method, how to manage a project, we actually want to decide the status of a project. So what is status? Status have, as I showed you over here, the status including budget status, which means under budget or over budget. And also have scheduling, schedule status. Are we ahead of schedule or are we behind schedule? So those are the questions we need to answer based upon this chapter's content. So basically it's under budget or over budget, ahead of schedule or behind schedule. In addition, typically during the procedure, the owner may want to know what the percentage already completed. So we're gonna learn a method how to calculate the percent completion based upon the cost. And then we want, if we are over budget or under budget, now what is the updated budget? So that's another question. This is what we need to know based upon this chapter's content. So basically we call that, this is a true status. We want to know the true status. So sometimes you are under budget. This project, by this month, you scheduled, I gonna spend $10,000, for example, but I only paid $1,000 so far. So am I under budget? You can't tell. You can't tell because it depends on how much work you already finished. If you didn't even start and you spend $1,000 already, you are not under budget. You are over budget. So basically, that's why we want to know the true status of the project. So as I mentioned, for that example, the project may be under budget because you are way behind schedule. So that's not a true under budget case. So we want to identify the true status of project. Are we really under budget? Are we really ahead of schedule? Okay. So this is a question we want to answer. And how to do that? How to do this? So there are three methods popularly used for different fields. So the available methods include, the first one is what we're going to cover over here, the earned value method. Earned value method. It started in 1960s by the US Defense Agency. Basically, the earned value is defined as a budgeted cost of the budgeted cost of the work you already finished. That's earned value. You already finished this part work, so this part of value you already earned. So that's an earned value method. So this is a key concept over here. I will introduce more detailed calculation a little bit later in next slides. So in addition to this, there is a cost and the schedule control system criteria developed by DoD, Department of Defense, and the performance measurement system is developed by Department of Energy. So, but in construction field, this earned value method is the most popularly used. So that's why over here, this chapter, we're gonna focus on this earned value method. So let's see some basic concept over here for earned value method. So there are 5 basic terms we need to do the calculation. That's very basic. If we want to evaluate are we ahead of schedule, behind schedule, or under budget, over budget, we need to calculate those 5 terms first. So first one is BCWS. It's called budgeted cost of work scheduled. Budgeted cost of work scheduled, which is the work you scheduled, what is the budgeted cost. So basically, for example, if right now I'm for this project, if right now the time spot is over here at end of month 2. So what is the budgeted cost of work scheduled? Let's identify what is the work scheduled. So basically this one, the site work, and this one, fencing and excavation. Those 3 activities are the work scheduled. So the budgeted costs over here in the table, those are listed the budget, not actually paid. So this is the budget. So you're gonna use this 22,000 and this 10,000 and this 30,000. Use those numbers, sum it together, you got your budgeted cost of work scheduled. Okay, budgeted cost of work scheduled is the work you scheduled and what is the budget for those. And then next one, and the most important one, budgeted cost of work performed. Budgeted cost of work performed. So what is the budget cost of work performed? So at end, as I mentioned, the time spot right now is at end of month 2. But let's see, because of rain, I didn't finish all these 3. I only finished the side work. So actually, I only finished side work only. Oops. I only finished this one. So this is the work I completed so far at the end of month 2. So the budgeted cost of work performed means the budgeted cost of work I already completed. I finished what I earned. So this $22,000 is my earned value. It's the budgeted cost of work performed. Okay, and then next one is actual cost of work performed. This is very easy to understand. It's what actually you paid. You finish this site work, I actually paid, for example, $30,000. This is the $30,000 out of my pocket. This is the actual cost of work performed. Okay, that's this one. And then budgeted cost at completion. So BAC, budgeted cost at completion. So what is the budgeted cost at completion? Is actually, it's a total budget. Budgeted cost at work completion is the total budget over here. You got summation of everything over here. You got this budgeted cost at completion. It's a total budget, And what is the estimated cost of completion? Estimated cost means over here, the updated one. As I mentioned, at end of the month 2, I paid $30,000, but only finished site work. That means I have the difference between this 22 and the 30,000 is actually the over budget amount. So I'm $8,000 over budget. So you need to add this $8,000 to this total value, and then you got an updated one. The updated one is called estimated cost at completion. So any questions so far for this for those basic concepts? Is there any question about the concept so far? If no, we're gonna move on. Okay. Then, So based upon those five basic concepts, then we can decide it's ahead of schedule, behind schedule, over budget, under budget. So let's see for the schedule status. Scheduled status tells us it's ahead of schedule or behind schedule. So there are two of them popularly used. One is called SV. One is called SV, schedule variance. Schedule variance. Schedule variance is defined as BCWP minus BCWS. BCWP minus BCWS. So BCWP is the earned value. BCWS is budgeted cost of work scheduled. So basically, it's all budgeted costs. You are comparing the work finished with work scheduled. So if you finish more than you scheduled, if you finished more than you scheduled, then this equation will give you a positive number. That means if you have a positive number, you are ahead of schedule. If you have a positive number, you finished more than you scheduled, then you are ahead of schedule. Otherwise, it's behind schedule. So if this is a negative number, you're behind schedule. Positive number ahead of schedule, negative number behind schedule if you use this equation. Similarly, so somebody prefer use SPI instead of minus, they use over. BCWP earned value over the BCWS. Okay, so again, similar concept. If this is larger than 1, that means you finished more than you scheduled. So you are ahead of schedule. If you finish less than you finish, then you are behind schedule. So this is similar to that concept. So SV, SPI, similar to each other. One is 1 minus the other one. One is 1 over the other one. So if we want to know what is the percentage you're ahead of schedule, what is the percentage you're behind schedule, then they defined a schedule variance percent of schedule variance. Percent of schedule variance is calculated by the SV value you calculated divided by the BCWP. You got a percentage value. So how much you are ahead of schedule and how much you are behind schedule of that. Okay, let's take a 10 minutes bathroom break, and let's move on after 10 minutes. Okay, so this page shows you how to calculate the schedule variance, the schedule performance index, or percent of schedule variance. It shows you the project schedule status. If SV is larger than 0, you're ahead of schedule. And if SPI is larger than 1, you're ahead of schedule. Otherwise, you got the product behind schedule. So over here shows you a very small example. So this one shows you how 2 lines. The upper curve is BCWP, and the lower curve is BCWS. So based upon this curve, you can see your BCWP is larger than BCWS. So basically what you performed is more than your scheduled. So you finish more than you scheduled, then this means you are ahead of schedule. So this figure shows you ahead of schedule case. Okay. Next one, let's talk about the cost. So earned value for the budget status. So cost variance, CV. Similarly, we use BCWP minus ACWP. So BCWP is the earned value, it's the budgeted cost of work performed, and minus the actual cost of work performed. You can see in this equation, everything is what you finish, what you performed. So one is budgeted cost, one is the actual cost, what you actually paid. So basically, if this value give you a larger than 0 number, that means your budget is more than you actually paid. So that means you are under budget. You are under budget. If you scheduled more than you actually paid, you are under budget. Otherwise, it's give you an over budget condition. Okay, very similar to the schedule case, the costs also have CV and the CPI. CPI is BCWP over ACWP, very similar to what we learned before. So over here, it says if it's larger than 1, so that means your BCWP larger than ACWP. Your budgeted cost more than you actually paid, so you're under budget. If it's smaller than 1, it's over budget. Okay, and again, we can also do a percentage of cost variance, which is the percent CV is equal to the CV over budgeted cost of work performed, the earned value. Okay, you can get a value for the cost in percentage. It's what percentage you are under budget and what percent you're over budget. So basically, based upon the given information, you know, everything, if it's larger than 0, a positive number, it means a kind of a healthy condition. Healthy condition is a positive number. So when you get a positive number of a schedule variance, you are ahead of schedule. And then if you got a positive number for budget, that means you are under budget. Negative give you an unhealthy, kind of unhealthy condition. So this is those concepts. Let's see this curve, similar to the other one. This is actual, the upper line shows you the actual cost of work performed, and the lower line is the budgeted cost of work performed. So this one actually you paid more than you scheduled. So this one you are over budget. So this curve shows you you're over budget from the very beginning of this project. Okay, so now we finished the schedule variance and also the cost variance. So we can tell it's ahead of schedule, behind schedule, or over budget, under budget condition. So as I mentioned, some owner during the procedure, they want to know what percent of the work you already finished. So we want to calculate a percent complete value. So the percent complete PC can be calculated as BCWP over BAC. BCWP, budgeted cost of work performed, over budgeted cost of at completion. Budgeted cost at completion. So budgeted cost of work performed is the earned value, what you already finished, you already earned. Budgeted cost at completion is the total budget. So what you earned over the total is the percent of your finished. So this is percent completion, basically based upon the cost, how much of work you already finished. Okay, now let's see, another one is estimated cost at completion. Estimated cost at completion, as I mentioned, is the updated total cost. Updated total cost. So we can calculate this way. EAC equal to ACWP plus parentheses BAC minus BCWP. You can see BCWP is the earned value. So BAC is the total value. So you use BAC minus BCWP. This is earned value. Total value minus earned. This part is unearned value. This part you still need to pay. You still need to work and you still need to pay. So this is unearned value. You use your actual cost so far, what you actually paid, plus the part of money you still need to pay. So this together is updated, a new total cost. Okay, that's how we calculate the estimated cost at completion, which is the updated value, updated total cost value. At completion variance, seldom used, but you can still use this to show you that it's under budget and over budget. So at completion, actually use the budgeted cost at completion minus the estimated cost at completion, the total. So the budgeted total and minus the new updated total. If you got a positive number, again, you are under budget. So your budgeted is more than your new updated, so you are under budget. If you have a negative number, again, you are over budget. So, but most of the case, people prefer use the schedule variance, cost variance to show the result, not those, the at completion variance to calculate. But anyway, this gave you the same result, same number of calculation. Okay, so let's use an example to show you how to do that. Before that, this small quick example shows you 3 lines. There's a BCWS and the ACWP and the BCWP, 3 curves. So based upon this curve, we can tell at current condition, at the current date, over here, this is the current date. Oops. This is the current date over here. This is the current date line over here. This line means the current date. Right now, you can see BCWS is over here. BCWP is over here. So you performed less than you scheduled. So you are behind schedule. So over here, you're behind schedule. BCWP lower than BCWS, so you're behind schedule. And your actual paid, your ACWP is larger than BCWP. So you paid more than you are scheduled, so you are over budget. So this project right now is unhealthy condition. Okay, so this is a quick line, shows you how to tell, how to use the concept we learned and how to do the judgment, do the management. Okay, let's see our next page. Okay, let's do this example to actually work on some real calculations. Before I start working on the examples, let's see, is there any questions from students? Any questions about those concepts? If no, let's work on this example. Okay, so this example shows you a Gantt chart. So this Gantt chart have an actual column over here, shows you the scheduled. Undo that. Draw. Okay. So this line, this column shows you the budget, all the budget for each activity. This one shows you the scheduled duration for at each month. So right now, my timeline is at 3.5 months. So over here, right now, my current timeline is over here. And I finished site work, excavation, foundation, fencing, rough electrical work are completely finished. And the framing half finished, rough plumbing 3/4 finished, paving is a quarter, 1/2 finished. The current I paid, total cost I paid right now is $152,000. I want to determine the status. So this status includes the schedule status, the cost status, and the completion status. We need to calculate those 3 aspects. Okay, so let's work on this. The solution will be, right now, I'm at this state. And let's mark on the Gantt chart, the bar chart, what I have complete. The site work, the first one, 100% complete. Excavation, this guy, 100% complete. And foundation over here, this one, 100% complete. And then fencing over here, 100% complete. And rough electrical over here, this guy, 100% complete. And then I have framing over here, this one, half complete. And then rough plumbing over here is 3/4 complete. And then the paving over here, the third one is 1/2 complete. Those are the activities completion condition. So let's let's calculate the 5 basic term first before we can do further calculation. So first, let's calculate the BCWP, the earned value. So earned value gonna be based upon this column and this column I draw over here. This is what I complete, means what I performed, this column. So BCWP then equal to the first one, site work 100% complete. So I put 22K over here. Plus the second one is 10K, 100% complete. And then the third one, paving half complete. So plus 1/2 times 18K. This is 10K, $18K. And plus the fourth one, 100% complete of excavation, it's 30K. Next one, 50K, 100% of 50. Let me erase it. So 50K. Plus, and then next one is a rough electric, is 50% finished, which is, oh, no, not rough electric, it's framing. It's a 40K. It's 50% finished. Next one is 6K, 100% finished. And the next one is 3/4, 75% finished. Oops, what's wrong with this? 3/4 times This is 6K and 16K, $16,000. So this one, if you do this calculation, that will give you the total of $159,000. That's the earned value based upon the column you prepared. Let me see, some students have questions. Let me see. Oops. Okay, let's see. Let's see, what are the questions? Why 18 by 0.5? Because this paving, you can see paving is 50% complete over here in the given information over here. So the paving is half complete. So 18K need to multiply by half. Okay. It is half completed, yes. It's all finished in month 3. I'm taking about, talking about, right, paving. You are talking about schedule. Right now, I'm calculating the work performed. This list in the given information gave you the work performed. So you have to find out the difference between work scheduled and the work performed. Right now, we are calculating the work performed. Performed is over here. Okay, those lists are the work. Those are the work. This is the work performed list. So you have to tell what is the work performed and what is the work scheduled. So right now we are talking about the budgeted cost of work performed. So we have to use this list, basically this column over here to do the calculation. Okay, then let me calculate the budgeted cost of work scheduled. You will see the difference. The work scheduled is actually, you use a 3.5. 3.5, you right now up to here. So when we calculate the budget cost of work scheduled, you use this 22 completely finished plus this 10 completely finished plus this 18 completely finished and plus this 30 completely finished and this 50 completely finished and plus this three is half finished. So you use half times this this 3, 40K plus 6K plus 16K. So this is budgeted cost of work scheduled. This is scheduled. Then the BCWP is budgeted cost of work performed. So you have to use the performed list over here to do the budgeted cost of work performed. Budgeted cost of work scheduled, you use this line over here. So this part is the budgeted cost. You use this part, calculate budgeted cost of work scheduled. Okay, that's a difference. That's a difference. So you have to identify the difference between these two. Budgeted cost of work performed and budgeted cost of work scheduled. Scheduled, you use the schedule table. You use a bar chart. And the performed, you have to use the schedule, the work finish list. Work finish list to calculate the budgeted cost of work performed. So this one is equal to 161. Okay. Okay. Any other questions for these two important terms? Okay. So this is budgeted cost of work performed, budgeted cost of work scheduled. And then next one is actual cost of work performed. So what is the actual cost of work performed? Where I can find this information? Actual cost of work performed. What is that? What is that value should be?
Is that going to be the 152,000 in the cost to date?
Yes, yes, it's over here. So this is 152K. This is a given information. What is the cost I paid so far? Okay, that's given. So this is budgeted cost of work performed. This is budgeted cost of work performed, budgeted cost of work scheduled, and actual cost of work performed. So now we have another one is BAC need to be calculated. BAC, budgeted cost of at completion. So budgeted cost at completion budgeted costs of completion need to be calculated, use this column over here. This column. The summation of all the value in this column give you the budgeted cost at completion. Basically, it's a total budget. So if you do the summation of this column of number, then you got 257K. So based upon these four important basic terms, then we can now calculate the schedule condition and then the cost condition. Okay, now let's talk about the project status first. Project status, project schedule status, project schedule status. Schedule status is, let's calculate the SV. Schedule variance. Schedule variance equation is BCWP minus the BCWS. So BCWP, we calculated over here. BCWP is 159K. And the BCWS is 161K. So this number gave us a negative $2,000. So as I mentioned, a positive number is a healthy condition. A negative number is unhealthy condition. So that means I'm behind schedule. So this one is behind schedule. So what is the percentage I'm behind schedule? So we can use this one smaller than 0. So it's behind schedule. So I want to calculate a percent of SV, which is equal to the SV over the BCWS. So this one negative $2K. Let me negative $2K minus this 161K. $1,000. So this one gave you a value of negative 1.24%. So only very tiny little, about 1% behind schedule. So we are okay. We are actually okay. So, or we can use the SPI to do the calculation, give you the similar thing is BCWP over the value of BCWS. So plug in the numbers. BCWP is 159K divided by 161K. So this value equal to 0.99. So smaller than 1. This one is smaller than 1. So it's behind schedule. Behind schedule. How much behind schedule is 1%? Because this is 99%. So you got 1%. So the calculation result gave you very similar result based upon this SV calculation or SPI calculation. Either way is fine. Okay, so this is schedule status. So if you already finished this part, BCWP, BCWS part, I'm gonna erase this part and keep working on this one. So I'm gonna erase over here those basic term calculations. Okay, now let's keep working on the cost status. This one tells us we are behind schedule, and now we want to know we are under budget or over budget. So this one is calculated by CV. CV is equal to, again, BCWP, the earned value, minus ACWP. So BCWP is $159,000 minus $152,000. So this one will give us positive $7,000, larger than 0. So this is a healthy condition. We are under budget. So the percentage we saved, we can use a percent of CV. Percent of CV can be calculated as use the CV divided by BCWP. So which is $7,000 divided by the BCWP is $159,000. So we got this value is 4.4%. So we saved 4.4% so far. So, or we can use CPI to do the same calculation, which is BCWP divided by ACWP. So BCWP is equal to $159,000 divided by $152,000. And that will give us a 1.05. So larger than 1, that means we are under budget. And how much is 5%? Because over here it's 1.05. It's 5% saved. So this and this give you a little bit difference. It's because this one is over BCWP, this one is over ACWP. So that gave you a little bit difference, but that's okay. It just tells you a rough percentage. What is how much you have been saved. You are under budget. Okay, so this is the cost status. Now we finish the schedule status, and then we finish the cost status. The last one is the completion status. So let me erase over here. Let's do the completion status calculation. So the last one is the completion status calculation. So completion status, most important one is we need to calculate the PC, percent complete. So percent complete is BCWP over the BAC, earned value over the total value. Earned value is 159K divided by 257K. So this one gave you 62%. You finished 62% of the whole project. Okay, and EAC, the updated value of updated total budget. Updated total budget is use ACWP plus the unearned value. Unearned value is BAC is a BAC minus earned value, BCWP. So this parenthesis is unearned value. So this one equal to, this is 152K plus this 257K minus this $159,000. So if you do this calculation, it gave you $250,000. That's an updated one. Okay, so we finished the completion status. So this one shows you based upon the earned value calculation, the series calculation, based upon the bar chart, based upon the completion list, so, and what is the current cost I paid, and based upon those basic information, I can know the status, including the schedule status, ahead of schedule, behind schedule, and the cost status, under budget and over budget, and completion status, including what is the percentage of completion, and also what is the updated total budget. Okay, so any questions about this example? Is there any questions about this example? So give you 1 minute to finish writing your notes, and then let's do an in-class exercise, a similar problem to this one. Okay, if you finish writing, I'm gonna erase everything and post the, I'm gonna erase everything. Okay, so then let's work on this. Oh, this is the completion list over here. I marked what percentage of finish. Use this, you can calculate budgeted cost of work performed, the earned value. Okay, let's work on this one. So you the result again. Show me your SV value and ahead of schedule, behind schedule, and the CV value and percent of CV, and also PC value and the EAC value. You can type in, and I gave the first student finish it correctly, gave you 5 points for this one. Okay. Yes, yes. This chapter will also be involved in the range of next week's quiz. Yes. From the quiz number 1 up to today, everything I covered as possible. Anyone got answers for the schedule variance and cost variance? SV is no, negative 170. No, 75 is not correct. Yeah, Edgar, you are right. That SV number is correct. Yes. Yes. Joe is correct. Yes, Jimmy is correct, but typically when you do the exam problem, give a 1 decimal point. So to get the 5 point, give me the whole list. I want SV, percent SV, and CV, percent CV, PC, and EAC. So 6 numbers. I need 6 correct numbers, give you the 5 point. So SV, percent SV, CV, percent CV, and PC, and EAC. Those 6 numbers. let's see, for Edgar's answer is not correct. Let's see, Joe. 15, 3%. Very good. Joe, did you got 5 points yet? Okay, okay. Joe, you got the 5 point. I will mark it. Very good. Okay. Okay, I mark it. Okay, I think now it's time for the lecture. So then I will turn it to our TA. Taju, are you here?
Yes, Professor.
Yeah, then it's your time. Let the student take a 10 minutes break, then you can start. Today, I think everybody need to work on their VPN and make the, they can at least a long distance, like remotely access their computer and then try to finish as much as assignment number 5. I already posted assignment number 5
Canvas, yes.
on Canvas. Yes. Then let student take 10 minutes break, and then it's your time. Do I need to allow everybody to share screen so this way you can share your screen with a TA. She can help you.
Yeah, but most of them cannot install that Primavera. I mean, cannot get access to that, Professor.
Most of them what?
They are not able to access the remote desktop, Professor.
Oh, actually, I tried on my computer. It works. I can
Yeah.
remotely.
Even I tried, and it got work for me, and they are saying it's not working.
Yeah, try to figure it out because it should work. If not, let them email AJ right now to
Okay.
get the problem solved. If the let me